Hi, everyone. My name is Katie Bishop, and I'm an energy healing practitioner. Today, I wanted to share information about an online course that I'm teaching, and it's called the Hermetic Journey. Um, you may see me shift around because my youngest dog has been insisting to sit in my lap for this. So sorry if I'm squirmy. Um, but you may have seen information about this class online, and I wanted to just share a few more insights so you have all the information you need. Before I get into the basics, I wanted to share the intent behind the class, and that is to really share the knowledge, the wisdom, the tools, the inspiration, and the motivation to empower you to create the life you want to be living. This is designed to not only be an experience in timeless wisdom, but for expanding your own soul's journey and to accelerate that process of you stepping into the life that you seek. I also wanted to mention that I have a little bit of a different style of teaching because I choose my words very carefully. I like to speak on multiple levels at the same time with language that is specifically designed to trigger and unlock and awaken your spirit to activate your own remembrance of the gifts and the wisdom that you came into the world with that are probably buried by all the programming and conditioning and projecting that we experience in this world today. So this isn't going to be about me just regurgitating a lot of information for you to memorize and write down. Okay. This is going to be more about embodiment of the knowledge because information is useless if you're not applying it. And knowledge is power, but only if you're integrating it into your life. Um, so let me get into a few more of the basics. Like I mentioned, the class is called the Hermetic Journey. It's based on the ancient teachings of Hermes Trismegistus. He is also known as the Egyptian god Thoth. And these teachings provide an essential knowledge for the understanding of the mechanics on how our universe works, as well as how to awaken one's own abilities to co-create within the structure of the universe. Um, and there's many hermetic texts, but we're going to focus on the seven principles, but there's actually eight, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. So we're going to teach the natural governing laws of the universe, but I want you to understand that the hermetic principles are also the foundation of alchemy. And when I talk about alchemy, I'm not talking about turning lead into gold. I'm talking about the alchemical journey of the soul through the human experience. Um, you may have noticed that alchemy and the Hermetic journey, the Hermetics as a whole are experiencing a resurgence today. But what I've found is that a lot of the teachings are failing to bridge that gap between the knowledge and its application. So I'm really going to focus on harnessing the power of these principles so you can integrate them into your everyday life and you can enrich your own spiritual journey. And back to the eighth principle, most people think there are only seven hermetic principles, but there's actually eight. Um, it's important to understand that this used to be occult knowledge. And when I use the word occult, I don't mean anything about darkness. I'm talking about the actual definition of occult means hidden or secret. And the eighth principle is the one that has been most purposefully hidden because that's the one that governs all the other principles. Um, you can think of the seven principles as the seven circles that intersect to form the seed of life. And the eighth principle as the outer circle that encompasses all of them. And I'm talking about the seed of life, not the flower of life. Okay. Um, so I'm going to be weaving in the teaching of the eighth principle as we go through all of the other seven. Um, the classes will be online, and as I mentioned, they're on Saturdays from 3:30 to 5:30. That's Eastern Daylight Time, US, and they'll be starting on May the 4th. And don't worry if you miss a class because we'll send out the recordings of each one. Um, I'm going to do each class structured the same way, where each week we focus on a particular principle, and we'll start by setting an intention and then go into the fundamentals of the designated principle for that week. And then I'm going to talk about the alchemical nature of the principle and its application in our daily lives. And I'll have some exercises. We may do some in class. There may be some that you can take home if you want to. Um, and then for further enrichment, I created a resource guide that you'll receive as well as a study guide. So you can ease off on having to take notes, because I want you to be able to be fully engaged during the class. And we have some great guest speakers lined up. We have George H. Lewis and Chris O'Connor. They're going to be part of the course, sharing their experiences and perspectives. And we may have a few more down the line, but we haven't announced them yet. Um, and then each class is going to end with a yoga nidra meditation. Yoga nidra is not a movement type of yoga. It's more of a meditation. And I first learned about yoga nidra last year on one of the new Viking retreats. Um, these meditations that we do are going to be led by Ragnhild, who is known as the new Viking. And we're doing this because it's been shown that after you learn something new, doing a yoga nidra meditation will help you absorb that information and that knowledge. And Ragnhild does an amazing job at guiding these yoga nidra meditations. And she's customized one for each class. And then there's also going to be a networking component so that you can connect with others who are also at a higher level of consciousness from all around the world. And I will be giving all participants access to my monthly 5D chess club as well. That's an online meeting I host once a month, and we have an open discussion and guest speakers. And you can learn more about that on my website. I'll put a link to that below. You really wanted to be a part of this. Um, so lastly, I guess I'll wrap this up. I'm putting him to sleep. I hope I'm not putting you to sleep. Um, there is a VIP discount pricing for Earth Bishop and new Viking clients. So I'll leave the website below, where you can register. I'll also put it on my own website. When you go to the site, you'll have to fill out a form first, and then a link will be sent to you to secure your spot. So please mention on the form if you're a client of Earth Bishop or the new Viking. And to close this out, I want to leave you with a quote from Hermes Trismegistus that I hear so many people use all the time, but they leave out the last part, which is the best part. And here it is. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Isn't that beautiful? I hope to see you on May the 4th, and maybe Archie will be joining us as well. All right, thanks.